G'day Spurs fans. You join me at high tide of victory for Tottenham, because in case you've been asleep, it is Tottenham Hotspur 5, Burnley 2, and what a performance! Are you starting to believe yet? Are you catching a bit of Ange fever? People are starting to wake up. People start saying silly things like, "Oh, when will the bubble burst?" It ain't bursting, man, because Tottenham Hotspur are back, the greatest football team the world has ever seen. What a game, what a performance. I was going to do player ratings later, but it's Father's Day here, so I'm doing kids stuff today. Kids, I mean, they're adults now, but God, don't they grow up quick. But everyone gets a 10, let's face it. It was a great game. Started off a bit like the Bournemouth game, where they were coming at us. I had a feeling they'd have a go at playing proper football, which was nice to see. And credit to Burnley, man, they stuck to it. They didn't start parking the bus and trying to play it safe. They were always trying to play football, and I think if you're a fan, that's what you want to see. If they were playing Sean Dyche football, they still would have lost and they would have been bored. At least they're excited a little bit. Burnley went 1-0 up. One of the few times that Pedro Porro was taken advantage of. That didn't happen for the rest of the game. And after the first 10 minutes, like even when Burnley scored, I wasn't fazed. I just thought over 90 minutes, two teams playing football, we've got better players, we've got a better manager, we should come out on top. But, football's a funny old game. You never know these things, do you? So Burnley went 1-0 up. I wasn't worried. And then when we started coming back after a mere 10 minutes, call it 15 if you will, the result was never in doubt. We were so super dominant of that football game. It was an absolute pleasure to watch. Yet again, midnight kickoff here. I had no trouble staying awake for it. Super exciting. We equalised through Heung-min Son. Remember Heung-min Son? People are saying, "Oh, he's not the player he was. He's lost it. He's a shadow." Rubbish. He's our captain, and when we play him up the middle, that's what you get. Maybe if Richarlison was there, the score would have been 2-2. So, who knows, man. Heung-min Son with a lovely little dink under pressure over the keeper. Beautiful finish. 1-1. And then as the second half drew to a close and we're playing in Ange time, which I'm going to call added on time now. That's the time added on in which we can score 10 more goals the way we're going. Ange time. Ball's popping around, falls out to Romero. Bang, top bins. Beautiful finish. That's 2 of our leadership on the scoreboard. And we go into half-time 1-0 up, 2-1 up. Tails are wagging. Second half, I mean, that was one of the best performances. This is going to be a running theme of this year. I'm going to keep on saying it's one of the best performances I've seen, because we're just going to keep getting better. This is just the start, folks. We ain't seen nothing yet, man, So after James Maddison's goal, James Maddison, just a beautiful finish from the edge of the box. And Sonny gets another couple. Again, finishing like a champion finisher, a golden boot winner, which I believe he didn't win that long ago. So it was a real joy to see Maddison, Romero and Heung-min Son, Ange's hand-picked leadership group, out with the Eric Dyers and all that. Harry Kane was part of it as well. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Oliver Skipp, probably Ben Davies, or Hugo Lloris was in there as well. That's yesterday's news, man. That's like new kids on the block, and we've moved up to, I don't know what boy bands are around these days. Don't follow music. Sensational. Our defence was incredible. Not only did Romero score an incredible shot, he also was an impassable force in our own penalty area. Came out and headed the ball like he was, I don't know, fighting for his life at one point. Just really good, solid clearance from him. Van der Ven was amazing. Vicario, quiet game, but when we needed him, there he was. Beautiful reflex tip over. Another shot he parried out for I think it was a corner or a throw on. Great performance by Vicario. Great performance by our back line. We're looking so much solid this year. Our goal difference is 7, which is the same as it was last year after just 4 games. So that's quite a nice improvement. The midfielders, Maddison, man, what a buy. He is the bargain of the season. I mean, that's £100 million player if ever I saw one. the effect he has on games. You can't get the ball off him. He dances past you. He threads people through. He finishes. He's the complete footballer. He was born to play for Tottenham as James Maddison. He's lifted our team, and we've lifted him. You know, I'm sure he's playing better than he played at Leicester. Now he's got some good personnel around him. He's really shining, man. And if Gareth Southgate don't pick him for England, well, Gareth Southgate, isn't he? So we've got the international break now, unfortunately. There's a bit of a lull before the next game, which is away at Sheffield United. And even, you know, these fixtures, these opening fixtures for Tottenham, they haven't been easy. Home game against Man United. Some tricky away fixtures. Okay, you could say we should be winning them, but they're typically the kind of fixtures that Tottenham have come a bit unstuck on before. Our away record at Burnley hasn't been that great, but now we're rectifying all that. And the away fans, from what I'm seeing, are the 12th man on the pitch, because they're superb from whistle to whistle, and a bit bonus time before and after. The fans are in full song. Wonderful to hear that coming through the TV, drowning out commentators, drowning out the home fans. It's magnificent. Sarr and Basuma are a bit quieter than they have been, but no big deal there. No big mistakes. You know, after the first 10 minutes where we were all a little bit, just a tad sloppy. You know, that's what you're not going to get a perfect game in 90 minutes. You know, it's very, very rare that happens. So we're a little bit sloppy with our passing in the first 10 minutes, but after that, there was absolutely no stopping us. So, you know, I can handle that. So Sarr and Basuma, even though they're a bit quieter when they were required, they were still there. Udogie was imperious. I don't know how he does what he does with the ball. It's just crazy. Porro started doing some, after he got skinned for the first goal, which is going to happen from time to time. You know, every defender gets caught out once in a while. Some of his long ball delivery was on point, amazing. Kulusevski had a much better game, was much more involved. Heung-min Son, hat-trick, captain. I don't know what else to say about him. And Manor Solomon coming on, swapping out Son's place on the left up there. Had a much better showing than he did against Fulham. Showed some real skill with the ball. A couple of times his decision making could have been a little bit better, but you know, he's got the skill and technique, man. And the only decision making I'm talking about is sometimes he was a bit selfish when he shouldn't have been. Sometimes he was a bit unselfish when he shouldn't have been, you know. But he started even getting that right in the second half. The main thing, he's got the skills. That decision making, that's just going to come through more and more experience. But great performance, couple of assists, I believe the kids call it. So that's great, man. Richarlison, where does he stand? Well, he's on the bench at the moment. Ange has made the changes. We don't have to stick with players when they need to find a bit of form. The squad is kept a little bit uncomfortable, so that they're all at peak competitiveness. That's the way Ange likes to do it, and it's paying for us in spades. All the, you know, there's a bit of negativity around about the transfer window. I thought it was all right. I don't care. All this, we were a couple of injuries away from being rubbish. Well, last year we were no injuries away from being rubbish because we were crap. So, you know, that's an improvement in my book. Ashley Phillips, interesting to see him start on the bench. So maybe we might be seeing him answering the centre-back call if we need him. Ahead of the list, Dyer, still a no-show. Hopefully he's not going to get a squad number when they release their squads to the FA, which I believe has to be done by Wednesday afternoon. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. Hopefully no Hugo, no Eric. That'd be nice to see. Ange has sussed players out from the get-go. He knows who he can rely on, who he can't. The Fulham league tie, he learnt a lot from that. And maybe it's because of that we put Sonny in the middle today. You know, maybe if we'd have stuck for the first 11, we might have won that game against Fulham. But would we have learnt much? I'm not so sure, man. I'm quite happy to follow Ange's lead on that one. He had to get through his squad, and he got through his squad. Done deal. Now we're in business. So now what I'm going to do is, because I'm not doing match ratings today, I'm going to bring up the patented Hotspur Hippie Dreamometer. Now, there's been a bit of movement on the Dreamometer this year. On the left-hand side here, you can see points gained over equivalent fixtures last year. So that dotted brown line in the middle there, dotted brown line of shame on 60 points, that's what we got last year. Now, we've turned over 2 results already because we drew at Man United. Hang on, I just realised I got something wrong. I've got to add another point to the Dreamo-meter. I was just adding it up in my head. We gained 2 points in the Man United fixture because we drew that at home last year. We won it this year. Now, this year, obviously, we didn't play Burnley last year. So what I'm doing is, seeing as Burnley finished top of the Championship, I'm going to take the best placed relegated team, which is Leicester City, and use their fixtures. Last year, we were shameful at Leicester City. We lost 4-2. So we've gained 3 points over that fixture last year. So our Dreamo-meter is plus 7 points, I think. Hang on, no it's not. It's 2 and 5. It's 5 points. Look, it's science, man. It's science. It's very complicated. You need the brain size of a planet to figure this shit out. But we gained 5 points on last year. So on the right hand side you can see the Dreamo, the left hand side you can see the Dreamo-meter is at 65 points prediction now. That's heading us for Europa Conference, something like that, or Europa League. But the interesting thing, look at the right hand side. The right hand side is pro rata games. Very simply, we have got 10 points from our first 4 games. 10 divided by 4 times 38 is a whopping 95 points. Look at that, ding, ding, ding. So what I'm saying that is, I'm upping my aggressiveness on this. Before I was saying that would put us in a shout for Champions League, but we've gone up. Now, is it too early to call? Tilt for the title, man. Tilt for the title. People are going to start being scared of us. They're going to start saying, when's the bubble going to burst? As soon as you hear the first person say, when's the bubble going to burst? You know they're having brown trousers over playing Tottenham. So things are on the up, man. We're having a good year. Ange Postecoglou spreading the positive vibes everywhere. The players are having fun. It's a ball out there. I'm so happy for all the away fans that had a great visit up to Burnley. A long old trip, that one. They'll be happy on their way back. Now, it's a bit of an international break now, so we'll see what little odds and sods we can come up for you. But as always, man, peace and love, man. Peace and love. And come on, you Spurs.